Yo, Kpaceguy here, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are giving you the full review of the Akia ceiling ambient light rejecting screen we have behind us here. The gray part, not the white part. We're going to use this white piece today to show you guys the difference between your standard white matte screen that doesn't have any kind of light rejecting versus something like this that has ceiling white rejecting, and it's a gray screen, so it does better contrast in general. Now, if you missed the unboxing video, what we did in the previous video is, of course, set it up, show you guys how to assemble the projector screen, and some of the reasons why you want to go for an ambient light rejecting screen or a ceiling ambient light rejecting screen like this. So there's a little bit of a difference between an ambient light rejecting screen and a ceiling ambient light rejecting screen. You can kind of get it from its name. Ceiling ambient light rejecting screens help you with lights that are in the ceilings, like a ceiling fan or a recessed light fixture that's above your screen. Things like that helps block that light. It does help with some windows as well. If your windows are high enough above the screen, it can help reject some of that light as well. Ambient light rejecting screen just kind of rejects any light that's not coming from your projector. And this ambient light rejecting screen, the ceiling ambient light rejecting screen, has some special technology with it. It has some sawtooth type material that keeps light from above from reflecting back into your eyes, but it helps light coming from underneath meet your eyes so that when you're watching things like your ultra short projector, it stays bright and prominent, but still diffuses the light coming from above it. So I have this white piece here that they sent for me, Akia sent to me. And this is going to show you a huge difference in the contrast and the overall light blocking ability. This is the 103-inch screen here. It's a gray screen, and then this little piece here is just your standard white screen that most of you guys usually have in your home. And this is going to show us how much better or worse does it do with light rejecting and with ultra short throw projectors. So I have some clips I'm going to show you guys of some differences. So before we get started with this test, I want to show you kind of my controlled environment. So it's the middle of the day, and I'm going to show you some clips. My other screen is actually already taken down, but I've done the same video at the same time in the day under the same lighting conditions to show you a difference. So this light here is set to 39%. That light's 39%. And I raised them up higher to kind of come over top of the screen. At some point, I'm going to move these above the screen and point them down so you can see the better difference in technology. But all this is light controlled. So I have the sunlight coming through the windows and extra light on top of the screens. And we're going to take a look at the difference. And you can kind of already see. I'm going to go ahead and press play. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see. I'm going to press play on this YouTube video here that's in 4K. So you guys can see a quick difference under all this light, especially this scene here. So on the left, you guys can see that it's a lot easier to keep those colors intact. It's hard to really tell what colors those are, but you can easily tell what colors those are. So I'm going to put it back here in the middle, and you can see an easy difference between the contrast of colors. Now, typically on a white screen, the benefit of a white screen is that it's usually brighter and it reflects light, more colors pop, things like that. On a darker screen, your darks are obviously a lot deeper, but your colors and things aren't as bright. And so as you can see the difference, I personally favor the left side, but again, this is in daytime viewing. Of course, this side is going to win. Akia says this has 75 times the contrast of your standard white screen, and you guys can kind of see a representation here. So if you do a lot of daytime viewing, or you have a lot of lights in the ceilings that are always on, or you can't really turn them off for whatever reason, this does a lot better in the daytime. It's easy to watch. You can easily tell what you're watching in comparison to this that looks so much more washed out. Here's an example of some sports here on the screen, and I put the light above the screen. I'll zoom out so you guys can see. I put a light above the screen so you guys can see just the technology that's inside the ambient light rejecting screen here. If you take a look on the right side, this light is so much more reflected on the white than it is on the gray. You can't even really, to my eye in person, I can't even see the light reflecting on the left side of the screen, but you can really see it right here, and you can't tell any detail of those people in the audience. I'll turn the light brightness up just a little bit, just to exaggerate it some more. If your lights are these bright, you can really tell the difference. That light shines all the way down through more of the mid part of this part of the screen. So these details right here are absolutely gone. I did turn off all the lights in the room. It's just the normal sun shining into the living room, but it's an easy difference to tell that technology between the two. Now check this out, I've moved the light to shine underneath both of the screens here, and it's more an even battlefield now. The light's down here in this area shining up underneath both of the screen materials, and it equally kind of reflects the light. Of course, this being a gray screen will have better, deeper contrast between light and dark, so it's gonna appear a little bit darker just because of the color of the screen, but you guys can see when anything shines from underneath it, it's reflected as normally. It's a lot more light being emitted than it was from over top. Same thing with the white screen. It has the same light from the top that it is at the bottom. So this doesn't diffuse any light. Anything that hits this is reflected back to you, which is good and bad. Good because it's brighter image overall, but bad because there's light in your room that you don't want to be reflected. This screen here reflects only things that are coming underneath, and it diffuses a lot of what's coming over top. So really nice material, makes everything a lot easier to see in the daytime and in the night. I want to give Akia a huge shout out one more time for sending this screen out to me for review. I told them that I had an ultra short throw projector, and a lot of you guys were telling me that screens like this would make a huge difference in my viewing experience. So they helped me put this test together. So I must say thank you to Akia and Elite Screen, since Elite Screens is the main company of the two. I have behind me just some sports, you guys, and this is in the middle of the day. I have both the lights back on, shining full blast so you guys can see me. And you can see it's a lot easier to watch than a normal white screen. You can see what's going on pretty easily. Of course, being this bright, it still will be a little bit washed out, but not nearly as bad as it was on the white screen. So this is much more pleasurable to watch than a white screen in the daytime, or whenever you have a lot of lights on, like a lamp, a ceiling light, a ceiling fan, recessed lights in the ceiling. This does a lot better with combating that and allowing you to still enjoy your experience when you can't have it completely dark. So fantastic screen. In the description down below will be a link to this screen and all the other screens that Akia makes for you guys. This one is 103 inches and it's in a 16:9 aspect ratio. Right now that's all that this comes in, but it is a fantastic screen. Like I said, the unboxing video is already up, so if you haven't seen me put that together and put it on the wall, be sure to watch that. I'm going to end this video by showing you two side-by-side clips of a full matte screen, like the white screen that I used to have versus this screen here. I'm going to put those two clips side by side so you can see in action both screens and which one you think would work better for your room. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you in the next video. Kpaceguy out. Peace.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.